OVO, as they like to say, October's very own, or October's finest, or something like that. October's very own, right? I think that's what Drake says.
Yeah, that's it.
What's up, good folks? Esports Extra, the only live college sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. We'll take your phone calls today, 877-853-5247. The meeting ID, Esports Extra, that is 377-678-9872 at the pound button twice to join the show. Larry Ridley here, SMI TV, little NBC Sports, little Madden NFL, little NBA 2K League. We're going 3 wide today, a little 3-on-3 basketball today. We got the Broskis. We got Derwin and Karnewski. What's up, Derwin?
What's up? Canarsie, Brooklyn.
Canarsie, Brooklyn. I was going to say, okay, where Brooklyn at then?
Right here off the Flatlands. Ready to go.
All right. And then we got OG out there. He's one of those Dayton Flyers, man. You still in Snoopy, hang on. Oh, H, I, O. Every time I went to Bengals and Browns game, they played that dumb song. I was like,
hey, you remember it though.
You know what else I remember? When I go to Buffalo, they're like, "Let's go Buffalo, hey." The Bills make you want to shout. I'm like, Bills ain't made nobody want to shout. Hey, I'm 90.
Hey, not even that. I mean, they were shouting for until the game was over.
All right, I know.
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. Chilling, ready to get started. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Don't have a lot of time. We're talking NBA Finals. We'll get into all of that. LBJ making some news. Patrick Mahomes, a little lapse in judgment. His words, not mine. Dwayne Haskins going to the bench. Joe Flacco coming from the bench. We'll get into some action. MAC football slated to start in about 3 weeks here. Yeah, about 3 weeks. Yeah, the first 3 weeks going to be mid-weekday games. But that's how the MAC rolled anyway.
Right.
That's how they got started. That's how they got their first TV deal back in the day. We'll get into that. And then a little esports Overwatch. Pretty cool virtual set. The Worlds are going on right now. Overwatch, of course, one of the top, I think, 2 or 3 esports out there. No doubt about it. When you tie in League of Legends and others. Let's go ahead and get started. NBA Finals. We talked about it. Game 5 will be tomorrow. We talked about it yesterday. A lot of nuts and bolts. I brought up this subject yesterday. Anthony Davis or LeBron James. Who is the MVP? Because we all agree this thing is over. It's a wrap. Katie bar the door, throw dirt on the Miami Heat. They're not coming back. Assuming the Lakers do win this thing, which they should. Who's the MVP right now? My vote is Anthony Davis. What say you guys? We'll go with you, Derwin.
Well, I would say Anthony Davis as well, but there's something just tells me the narrative, they're going to give it to LeBron because he is the king. So I think
a moment about the MVP.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's going to get the vote for the MVP for this. So, but I've been really impressed with how Anthony Davis has played throughout the series. He's had a couple of low games, some low lights, but without him, I don't think they would have won this thing.
What do you think?
This is a unique situation because you always see LeBron's value from the previous year. Last year they didn't make the playoffs. So this year they come back and they have him and AD. So you don't get to see the typical value of LeBron's worth going into this year because he came in with AD. So we haven't seen him play pretty much a full season without AD. So I mean, I'm with Derwin. I mean, I want to say AD, but of course, to keep up with the narrative and the legacy and things of that nature, probably say they're going to give it to LeBron.
Well, you look at their numbers. I think you look at AD's monster game 1, what he's been able to do, been a defensive force. Playing well against Bam Adebayo, being a rim protector. I understand the narrative, Derwin, with LeBron James, but I mean, he's won MVPs before. Maybe get some new blood in here. I think the Lakers, I think even LeBron will admit, look, they've been sort of, pushing each other and they're, the 1-2 punch. But this team goes as far as AD takes them. LeBron can only take them so far, being, with his advanced stage with his age. What say you?
Yeah, and you also hear that it was AD that said, let me take Jimmy Butler. He's like, he told LeBron, you got enough on your plate. Let me take him. And I always like to see the star want to take on the other player's star. And really, for Miami Heat, it's Butler. He's the one that makes everything go. And if you could take him away, it makes life a little bit easier. So for AD didn't want to take on that challenge of taking on Jimmy Butler, trying to shut him down to try to, keep the Heat at bay. I think that's a feather in his cap. But if you already know that LeBron was a little tight about the regular season MVP, and you know that as a voter, you might that might sway your vote in this a little bit if they're both close, And some of these players have egos, If LeBron wasn't happy about getting the regular season MVP, how is he going to behave? How is he going to feel if he doesn't get the NBA Finals MVP?
You think OG? You think LeBron would be salty if his boy AD got it? I don't think he would. I actually think
I don't think he would.
I think he would appreciate that. Now, what I'd like to do, I'd like to see the vote sort of close, but I think slightly lean to AD right now. Unless LeBron goes off for like 45, 15 and 10, tomorrow night, then it's like okay. But right now, on balance, I think slightly lean to AD.
I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, it's never been a co-finals MVP, has it?
Not that I can think of.
I think that, I mean, if it was any more time that they would award it, it would be now. I mean, other than LeBron's assists, I mean, I think AD is pretty much dominated the series. So I mean, other than that, I mean, if they did finals MVP, I think this would be the perfect time for it.
Does this game end on Friday, or do we see a game 6 on Sunday?
Nah, it's over.
It's a wrap.
2 days preparation.
Well, this is a great segue into the next portion of those unis, because when they wear those unis, the Black Mamba unis, the Kobe Bryant unis, they're not supposed to lose.
No.
Well, they were supposed to wear them in Game 7, Game 2 and 7. Now they're going to wear them in Game 5.
For a reason.
I believe for a reason, absolutely.
Send a message.
Yeah, well, that, and also doesn't not Kobe, excuse me, AD and LeBron have Mamba mentality or Mamba tattoos, if I'm not mistaken. I think they both got tattoos with Mamba on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think I read that or something like that.
I know AD has one. I think they both have one.
I think LeBron and I think they both got something dealing with Mamba on there. Your thoughts on the Mamba mentality jerseys, the black ones? They're sweet, by the way.
Yeah.
I like to call them, like, I know it's the Mamba, but it's almost like the Hollywood Knights. Remember that when they came out with them a few years ago? The Lakers would wear the black, jerseys like on a Friday, wear the white ones on a Sunday. Typically during the regular season, I think they were supposed to wear purple technically for Game 5 on Friday. Your thoughts on the Black Mamba unis? Love them. Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the video about earlier today, and a guy that I guess helped design the jersey, and they're not just black jerseys. It's like snakeskin. The pattern in it is just beautiful.
Oh, see, I didn't notice that. No.
Yeah. It's not regular black. It's like you see the snakeskin and everything in it. It's like it's special. It's hot.
Well, we saw a close up of the L on the jersey, and I couldn't see it.
No, it's in the black. It's like
okay. So
it's almost like when you look at a Black Panther, people don't realize Black Panthers have spots unless you look really good. A Black Panther has spots. It's a leopard. But it's almost like that. It's black, but you look really good. You can see the snake skin. And but just the fact that they're wearing these jerseys, I think to send a message that it's over, Black Mamba mentality. Now, it says a couple of messages. If you're the Lakers, you're trying to represent Kobe, you can't lose in these jerseys. You got to win Game 5.
And you need to stomp them out.
Right.
That's what Kobe would do.
And if you're Miami, if I'm Eric Spoelstra, I'm saying, they wearing the Black Mamba jerseys like they saying it's our funeral.
It's a funeral.
It's our funeral. They came in here all black. What y'all gonna do?
Yep, that's a good point.
What you gonna do?
Wouldn't it be nice if Jimmy Butler showed up with a mongoose? If he rode in on a mongoose? They're riding on a bike, a mongoose, right?
Would be perfect. But just simply putting it's Mamba out time. Like, I mean, I can't see them extending it any further. No need to go to Sunday. Hey, Friday Night Lights, go ahead and put it out.
Friday night, Hollywood Nights, whatever you want to call it. It's a game clinching night. It's a championship night for the Lakers, and Banner 17 likely will be. I guess it won't go on the Raptors in Orlando, will it? Go back in Staples, right? Staples. Good stuff. We were just talking about LBJ and the Mamba uniforms. Back to LBJ real quickly. Wheaties, got the Wheaties box yesterday, first time. I didn't realize this until I read it. I had to read the caption like 3 times. Like, really? He's never been on a box of damn Wheaties?
No.
He has not, and this is the first time. And I love the "I Promise" school and the messages on there. I know his mom, Gloria, who I've talked to and met during the NBA playoffs. Great, funny stories about Gloria. She's a hoop. She's a character, by the way. Um, but
Oh, we
yeah, I
know.
mean, well, yeah, I remember just real quickly, Game Five back in 2010. The Celtics took the 3-2 lead, went back home and closed it out in Game Six. I remember being live next to her, and she was like, "Baby, he is gone. Mike Brown is gone, and my baby is gone." I was like, "Whoa!" And I actually said it on the news, like Gloria. It was Gloria and his wife sitting right behind me. What's his wife's name?
I don't know.
LeBron's not wife's name. Man.
Savannah, hold on, you said his
Yeah,
wife?
yeah, his wife. His wife.
Savannah,
Savannah,
man.
Savannah.
Oh,
Well, it wasn't the wife at the time. I think it was the girlfriend at the time. But and she was sitting right next to. I'll never forget that. That's one of the indelible images that I'll ever have from LeBron in Cleveland. But Gloria went off that day. And the funny thing is, all that stuff that she said,
Was
it
true.
happened.
true.
All of it. So I always tell people, y'all can talk about Gloria all you want to. She was right that night, and that was still one game left to go in Cleveland. She was like, "He's gone. He's out of here." Talking about Mike Brown, all of them. Get them all out of here. What do you think about the Wheaties box and the I Promise School? I know she did an event. Speaking of Miss Gloria, she did an event yesterday. Was it in Akron or somewhere in Ohio where they did the where they presented the Wheaties box and another event associated with that. And it was pretty cool how they captured it there in the Disney Hotel there, and it's just awesome. And look, he's very deserving of this honor.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good, and everything that he represents with the schools, the charter element and everything that he does in the Cleveland, Akron, Ohio area. I always talks about him, just a kid from Akron, right?
Right. He's done. Go ahead, OG.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it wouldn't be surprising that we missed this about Wheaties because who eats Wheaties? I
I was thinking the same thing.
yeah, like nobody. I ate it. I think when I was a kid or something like that. But
Yeah,
and it wasn't by choice if I when I did eat it. So I mean,
It was
I
on
just
sale.
remember a minute ago I was telling you guys like leave me alone. I'm trying to eat. I just ate some cereal because that's all I got time to do. And I had Golden Graham, so yeah, I'm not messing around.
Golden grams.
Yeah,
my God, I like Golden Grams.
Golden
But now
Graham,
in my
honeycomb, cinnamon toast crunch. I love it.
in my older, I mean, I'm Honey Nut Cheerios right now. That ain't good for
Yeah.
cholesterol and all
Eating
this and
Fruit
whatever.
Loops is honey smacks and come on, man.
But staying on track. I mean,
Yes,
it's simply, I mean, the breakfast of champions. So I mean, we getting all this preview. We got the Mamba jerseys, we got the Wheaties, the breakfast of champions. I mean, it's over with, man. It's over.
wouldn't it be nice to see if the Heat come back? Because you're right. You read the tea leaves and it's like, all right, it's over. Black unis, Mamba mentality, Wheaties boxes, MVP votes. We're already talking about who's going to be the MVP, AD or LeBron. They were saying that going into Game 4. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Does Miami even need to show up? But back to LBJ and the Wheaties box, man, and the honor that he had yesterday, D-Dubs.
You know what? Tremendous honor. I just think everything that LeBron James has done off the court has been tremendous. I salute him. He's just been a model citizen. He's been a role model. It's been great. It's really hard to be a person of his stature. I think of like the Derek Jeters and some of the other famous great athletes, and to do everything right off the court and never be in trouble and never get caught up in any kind of nonsense. And LeBron has just been pretty much a great guy off the court. He's helped his community. He's helped the children. He's done everything the right way off the court. Now we can sit here and debate his play on the court, whether he's a GOAT or not the GOAT. But when it comes to everything off the court, man,
He's
this
the GOAT.
guy's
Off the court,
he's been tremendous. I can't say anything negative about him. He's been awesome, and it's just really hard for a lot of other athletes to have that kind of status and just stay out of trouble and not being caught in the scandal. And he's been one of the few. And I've always been amazed with Derek Jeter, playing in the number one media market and how he's never got caught up in anything. The worst thing you ever heard about Jeter was like, oh, he's had a bunch of pretty girlfriends. Other than that, he's never said anything stupid. He's never, and Jeter was like the one guy, when he said something, the reporters, I always felt respected him. When Jeter comes out and says, I'm going to address this once and I'm not going to address this again, that'll be the end of it. Yeah. No one's trying him. But LeBron
you can do that James, when you got 5 rings.
I mean, but it's a level of respect, that's there. But with LeBron James, I mean, like I said, he has been a model model citizen, model father. He's done everything the right way off the court. He's been tremendous.
Business acumen is off the charts
Yeah.
too. Go ahead, real quick, OJ. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say though, like he's a robot, and Olivia Pope is working full time because I'm telling you, nothing is never arose or anything. I mean, and that is the phenomenal side about LeBron that I truly find incredible is that I mean he's never been caught up in anything past
Anything.
the Hummer or anything in high school or
Yeah, that's high school.
yeah, but since he's been to the pros, man, I mean, I couldn't think of a better athlete in my eyes. I mean, when you start talking about role models, so I mean, it's truly been incredible.
We were all talking about this yesterday. For all of the hype, he's actually delivered, and we can all agree on that. He actually has. Now we can debate, minutia and ancillary things on the court, but he has delivered, especially off the court, and especially to that Northeast Ohio area. We're just talking about champions. Patrick Mahomes, a champion. We talked about Stephon Gilmore testing positive for COVID on Wednesday. Well, Patrick Mahomes yesterday talked about he had a mental lapse. We saw the embrace, and we're showing the video now of those guys talking at the end of the game, shook hands, had an embrace. Still no positive test as of right now from the Kansas City Chiefs. No more for the Patriots. They just have those three. I think it's a backup defensive lineman, and then Stephon Gilmore and Cam Newton. So, your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes talking about the mental lapse? Got a girlfriend that's pregnant at home, so he definitely understands the seriousness of what's going on during this pandemic. D-Dubs.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lesson to everybody in the league because it's a blessing if he doesn't get it because you embrace you that close to Stephon Gilmore who had it. You know, at the end of the game, you're sweaty. All kinds of fluids could be exchanged and stuff like that. So I would hope that the rest of the league, the rest of the players, especially quarterbacks, no team can really afford to lose their starting quarterback, but especially the Chiefs that have playoff aspirations and trying to get back to the Super Bowl. That at the end of the game, it ain't personal. We all want to be sportsmanlike, but give a little salute, a little wave, keep it going to the locker room. And the fact that he has a fiance, she's pregnant. I remember before the season, Russell Wilson, Sierra was pregnant, and they wanted to know what is the league going to do. We're going to play this fall to have things in place because I don't want to go to practice and we not have COVID testing, and I bring it back to my pregnant wife. So now Mahomes is kind of seeing the same thing. His fiance is pregnant, and he has to now sleep in a guest room because he needs to find out that he's negative first before he can get back close to his fiance.
Yeah, good point. OG, your thoughts, Mahomes and his mental lapse?
Like I said, it's a tough time for the handshakers and the huggers, man. Like I mean, it's unfortunate. And then I'm thinking, he tests, negative or anything like that. But I mean, let's just if that happens, let's just hope that it stays like that. I mean, with everything that's going on, with like I said, expecting and having a wife and everything like that. So, like I said, it's just a tough time for the handshakes and the hugs because you get naturally it's just what you're used to doing and you don't think about it. I think the funniest thing that I seen this morning, I was looking at a meme. Normally when you sneeze, somebody say "bless you." Now people just look at you like, and that's the climate we in right now. So just got to be careful. Like Darwin said, hey, deuces, hey, good game. What's up? Keep it moving and just protect yourself.
Yeah, we'll see. So over 20-something cases now, in the NFL, mainly with the Titans. We'll see how this goes. They've already had one bye week. They got to play the Buffalo this week. The Patriots have to play. They've got Denver on Sunday. So we'll see if the NFL can keep a lid on this thing. There are some discussions going on throughout the league, maybe about pausing the season. So we'll see if they can sort of contain this. Because like we talked about, that's why it would have been hard for the bubble and also just the scheduling, how the rigidity of the NFL schedule. It's a very rigid thing. It's hard to move these games around. It's not like baseball or anything. You get a little mini outbreak. It's going to affect a lot of teams. Already you look at it, it's like some teams are playing without multiple players. Like the Titans, are screwed. I think the Patriots are sort of screwed. They don't have, some of their best players play. It just, the competitive balance is a joke right now. in the NFL. But it is 2020, and that's what we all signed up for.
I don't know.
Dwayne, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you saw that. They're talking about possibly Tennessee might forfeit that game.
Yeah, there's forfeitures there. Because you can't punish the rest of the league because they made a mistake. But then again, it's a pandemic. But are these guys wearing masks? I know they're investigating and things of that nature down in Nashville. So,
but apparently, they might have had some kind of. They were supposed to be not together, but they were having some kind of activities.
Workout. It was a workout.
It was a workout. Now, I read that the one bad thing about the Bills can get a forfeit victory, but then nobody gets paid. The teams are not obligated to pay them. Now, maybe the owner might decide to pay them anyway, but they're not in the NFLPA agreement. They're not obligated to pay them. For some players that are making buku dollars, it doesn't matter. But there was one guy that used an example. He's making $600,000. Every check means everything to him.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
No, you're right. When it comes to that, the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement. Dwayne Haskins. Look, I don't think he's played well. I don't know if he's a starter in this league yet, but for them to pull the string on him without the talent surrounding him, just your thoughts generally about that. Like, was it the right time? I understand, look, they're only a game back. No, they're actually not even a game back. They're half a game back. So I could see this maybe 8, 9, 10, but dag, 3, 4 games into the season, I thought this was the year of the black quarterback, man. I don't know.
I had said before that a lot of times the scrutiny that black quarterbacks take, if you look around them, most of the time they may have a tight end, they may have a decent running back, not a great running back. I mean, so they're working with the least tools in the shed, and I mean, really, you look at his numbers: 939 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, in a division, I mean, the conference is the NFC East is terrible right now. So it's not like you're on the verge of not making anything right now. So
and the team that's leading the division, Washington football team, beat them.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't know. I thought it was pretty crazy. I mean, looking at all the things surrounding him. So I don't know. I don't think he stays there. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
The great immortal Kyle Allen, you don't think he's going to take them to the Super Bowl?
No.
D-Dubs, was this the right move?
A couple of things. I say yes from the standpoint of me personally. I believe in the eyeball test. He's been in the league 2 years. I watched him. Is it early?
Well, didn't play a whole lot last year. Played right at the end of the year. He's basically played like 10 games in the NFL, basically. If that
more than 10.
About a dozen?
19 TDs, 16 interceptions throughout his career.
How many games?
Not sure. I'm not 100% sure on the
about
games.
A dozen. I think he played like what?
Over a dozen, maybe 4. Yeah.
Okay. So low team. Okay.
But here's my thing with
But not even a full season.
Just for me, the eyeball test to me, I don't think he's anything special. Honest, just from what I've seen.
I agree.
But you have to also remember the Washington football team is trying to change culture. They're going through this whole transformation with the name, what they represent, how they treating the women and people.
Front office,
and they got,
everything. Yep.
Right. They got a new head coach.
Leadership. All leadership. Yep.
The coach ain't married to this guy. He ain't draft that guy. This coach Ron Rivera sees him every day in practice. I'm pretty sure the coach talks to him. Now, when game time comes, we got 4 games already. He's watching him play, and he's not seeing what he's asking him to do, and he's looking at a division that's winnable. Now, this division, we might be looking at another 7-9 division winner, which happens every once in a blue moon. Division is there for the taking, right? You watch this guy Haskins play, you might be saying already, he ain't it. He's not I can actually steal this division this year, and we don't have anything. Sure. Kyle Allen was with him in Carolina. He knows Kyle Allen. Now, do I think the Washington football team's quarterback of the future is on this roster? Absolutely not. They're going to have to go get.
That's the problem that I have. The immortal Kyle Allen.
Right.
Like,
he's not the answer either. But you know what?
Then stay with the young guy.
When he came with,
You
well,
spent the
he's
first
young
round
too.
draft pick on him. Yeah, but you spent a first round draft pick on
Rivera didn't do that. That's not Rivera's pick. That's not his pick. Kyle Allen's his guy.
Did you see the pictures and the video we showed? He's literally just standing in practice, not even taking reps.
Well, the backup normally doesn't take reps.
I get some, but
they don't take
I
reps.
mean, if you're going by the numbers, Kyle Allen threw for 3,000 yards in 2019, 17 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. I mean, Haskins only played 9 games.
Right.
Exactly.
Honestly, how I think this is going to play out.
He's played like 12 or 13 games. That's what I thought, yeah.
You know, how I think this is going to play out, to be honest with you, because I remember Kyle Allen last year. He came in for Cam. When Cam
got up to a hot start.
Won like 4 games in a row, and people were talking about, oh, this might be the quarterback of the future. And then he went in the tank.
Maybe won one more game the rest of the year. But
yeah, he went in the tank. Yeah. He lost like 8 in a row. So he went in the tank.
Right.
Now, I can see Rivera giving his guy maybe 4 games, just like he gave Haskins. The guy that I think is going to wind up finishing this thing is Alex Smith.
Oh, my goodness.
Alex Smith.
Oh,
Alex Smith. I personally think Alex Smith is the best quarterback on that roster. I believe that.
When healthy. I do agree with that.
I believe that.
We don't know how healthy
And if Alex Smith could come in there and get them to a 7-9, where they're battling down the stretch in December to win the division, it's a win-win for the organization.
Well, they better win more games before he gets in with 7 games left, or they ain't going 7-9. So if you want to win 7 games, you might want to put Alex Smith in now.
Right. So, but Rivera's already thinking, I can't get 7 with Haskins. He's seen enough.
You're probably not going to get 7 with Kyle Allen either. That's the funny part.
But maybe Kyle Allen is better than Haskins.
You just can't say throw that guy out and then who are you going to replace him with? It's like coaches like, oh, let's get rid of this coach. Who are you going to replace him with? Some career backup guy that's really never done anything. Well, you got to have a plan. That's what I'm saying. But you know what? It is a roster. This is what they have to sort of deal with. I don't know. I don't like it. I understand it, but I think it's a little early. I would have given them maybe a couple more games to see how it shakes out. At least 6 to 8 games. But you're right. They're so close. But then again, I mean, this is a lost year for Washington anyway. This is a rebranding year. This is a new front office year. This is new leadership year. This is trying to get a new stadium year. This is every damn thing is new for Washington. So it's like, you might as well just.
You want a new stadium? You want a new stadium? How do you get a new stadium? You got to get some W's.
Well, how many do you think you're going to get with Kyle Allen?
He might have a short lease. Like I said, Alex Smith is sitting there.
He ain't healthy, man. You can't put Alex Smith out there. Really,
Alex Smith. Listen, it's the comeback story of the year.
It's a good story. We all want to see it.
We want to change the narrative, right? The narrative for Washington has been negative all summer. We've been talking about the logo. We've been talking about the logo. We've been talking about how the women are being treated.
Sure.
We need a positive spin. Alex Smith is it. That's the story.
If you were in Vegas and the Washington football team, was playing right now, and Dwayne Haskins was the starter, and Kyle Allen was the starter, where would that line be? We saw what happened when Cam Newton was the starter. The line went up like 4, 5, 6 points. Boom, just like that in the span of a day. Now, if it's Kyle Allen and Dwayne Haskins, I don't even think the line changes. So that tells me they're the same. At best.
I've watched Kyle Allen. I think he's been looked better. I know, honestly, I'm doing from last year. I think he's looked better to me than Haskins has. I think so.
I think at best they're equals. At best they're equals, man. That's what I'm saying. We're splitting hairs, and if you got to split hairs, there's no difference.
But do you think it's the same thing?
I think you give them a few more starts. I do. I think you get them to 6 to 8 starts. I do. That was my only problem. I agree with you. I just look from my eyeball. I don't think he's ever going to be a big-time baller in the NFL. Maybe he might be a fringe starter or a nice backup, but I know Kyle Allen won't be a good starter either in the NFL. So what are we doing here? It's like them bitching. Well, I shouldn't say bitching Brady for Brian Hoyer, but like, we've seen Brian Hoyer. Like, right. I don't need to see any more of this. You know, I don't need to see Nathan Peterman anymore. I'm good.
Well, we just had another story today. I've been telling you, I've seen enough of Tyrod Taylor.
Well,
I've seen enough of him.
I will say this: your boys look pretty good.
He's balled out.
Yeah.
And then they've lost every game, but that's not his fault. You can see sometimes when you get these quarterbacks, they got to show you something.
I also want to see him a couple more times through. Second time he plays against divisional opponents, then I'll buy into it. I still think he's got a big arm. I think he's got a lot of talent.
And it shows. Has it not showed?
Yeah.
And that's all you need.
Speaking of big arms, go ahead.
He's got no running back. You know.
Well, Eckler got hurt. He had one until he got hurt this last year.
Yeah, he got hurt, and he just went up against Tom Brady, and he balled out. I mean,
Defense balled out. Defense and Brady brought him back. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything in the second half. I think he just one touchdown in the second half. That hurt. That was costly.
But Haskins, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. He's only in his second year.
How many times have you seen Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers give up a 21-point lead?
He ain't even in his second year, Darryl. Two
it's
seasons, 13 games.
Yeah, I'll admit it's early to pull a plug on a guy, but sometimes the eyeball test.
I agree. I agree, but I'm just trying to be fair about it. That's all. I ultimately, bottom line, I agree with you. I don't think he's going to be a great quarterback in this league, but we'll see. Speaking of big arms, you were just talking about Joe Flacco in with the Jets. Does that change anything in Gotham? Hell to the no.
No.
Anybody?
No.
They're on the clock. They're on the clock.
Wouldn't it be nice though if Flacco unleashed some bombs? He's got that beautiful deep ball.
Yeah.
I'd like him just look. I don't think they're going to win any games, but I'd like to see him throw some big touchdown passes and maybe get some more buzz with his name. I don't know, but
I think that'll happen
up the shoulder. You think so?
I think that'll happen.
Who's he going to throw deep to? They ain't got no damn receivers.
No, I mean here and there, I think it might be some flashes or some highlights or whatever, but I don't think it's going to result into anything.
I was waiting on it last year with Denver, and he had Cortland Sutton and a bunch of decent receivers and some tight ends, and never saw it.
Right.
What the hell happened to Joe Flacco? He still got the big arm. He's still a Super Bowl winning QB. Won Super Bowl, 47? The year before your guys won it. So, yeah, we'll see. MAC football, November 4th, going to start out 6-game schedule. Last of the FBS schools, conferences to play football, going to start November 4th. First 3 weeks going to play during the week. I said that is matching. Tuesdays and Wednesdays is the first 3 MAC. They started playing on Tuesday and Fridays. They were the first, so I think. Oh, guys, we good?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. Was it me?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was me.
All three.
I thought it was me. I thought it was Coach Clay. I didn't know who the hell it was, but
it was Zoom, man.
It was Zoom.
We're gonna blame Zoom.
Your thoughts here on some action midweek, anyway?
Yeah, like we said, that's typical MAC football. I always catch them on the weekdays anyway. So I'm sure those athletes are happy to get ready to get back on the field and compete. I got some former players that I coached that's playing in the MAC, so I'm excited for them. So it's good to see.
So I was going to ask you this, Durbin. Did the MAC just sit back and say, "Look, we can't be the only damn conference not to play"? It's just the bandwagon effect. It just drives me crazy. Follow the leader, and it's like, guys, the ACC and the SEC weren't giving this thing up. Y'all just should have just said, "All right, we're going to play football this year." We just can't let the SEC and the ACC win the damn national title. What are we doing here?
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, it was like they were like the first to cancel. And you got a couple of conferences with the ADs and the presidents trying to be responsible, trying to do the right thing. And they did. And then they see some of these other school conferences being irresponsible and getting away with it. And now, so I was like, hey, wait a minute. It's okay for them to play? We might as well play too. And they claim the testing has changed and them being able to get tested and get results faster. They just don't want to be left out in the cold. Everybody else is playing and say, well, hey, you know what? Why not us? So
that's exactly it. They did not want to be left out. Not want to be left out in the cold. They said, look here, ESPN needed some inventory anyway. NBA Finals about to be done. Baseball is going to be done here in a little bit. ESPN only. I think they don't even have the rest of the playoffs after this. You got World Series and stuff. They start in November. There's nothing going on in November. Hint, hint. During the week. Hey, ESPN, call the Mac guys. We got inventory on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You want to play? Sure, let's do it. I just everyone saw this coming. Esports real quickly. Overwatch virtual set looked pretty damn cool. Your thoughts on what they've been able to try to pull this off with teams like Seoul and Shanghai? I think San Fran and Philly are the four teams right playing left in the world. If I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me. I don't know. This ain't my damn. It's not my area of expertise. But I tried to do a little research for you guys. But I love the virtual set and the virtual stage that they have there with the Overwatch League, sort of like the NBA 2K League. Two steps ahead.
Yeah, I think I mean they did a beautiful job. I mean, and I'm gonna pay closer attention. I think whether it kicked off today, if I'm not mistaken.
Either yesterday or today, yeah.
Yeah, today, and I think everybody's being forced to be innovative and creative, and working through this time. Obviously, it's going to be a little different than what they're used to because they sell out arenas and pack the house. I mean, so this that the players are pretty much it'd be like a remote feeling. So you won't have all the hype that's normally surrounding it. But once again, I think esports is going to continue to find ways to be innovative and creative in how they keep their audience engaged in what's going on.
Got to appreciate the ingenuity here, how innovative the Overwatch League is, Durbin. The grand finals, you're right, OG, today through Saturday, the 8th through the 10th, with the OWL.
Yeah, good for those guys. And one thing with this COVID has done, it's pretty much caused everyone to think outside the box. And it's been if anything, a big boost to esports, because now, we can't go certain places. We can't be in crowds anymore, but that internet and that virtual is always going to be there. That Zoom is always going to be there.
When the internet's working. It wasn't working about 4 or 5 minutes ago.
And people have
whose fault was that? Can we find out whose fault that was? Whose fault was it? We gotta
let me tell y'all this. I was still live. Like I could still see myself moving, but all three of y'all on my screen was frozen. So I don't know if it was me or what.
I'm gonna say Coach K. I'm blaming it on him.
Nah, I could screenshot 0 frames dropped.
So whose fault is it?
Maybe it's Zoom.
I don't know. Yeah.
It could have been mine. I mean, but I'm
you on Wi-Fi, Larry? Are you?
No, yeah. I'm hardwired today.
Okay.
Yeah, all you on Wi-Fi, on phone Wi-Fi. Guilty.
On the Wi-Fi. I do appreciate what the Overwatch League is doing, and they're getting some great numbers as usual.
Right.
I love the structure of it. Stealing a playbook from the sports leagues rubs me the wrong way a little bit. Like jokers, quit trying to take our stuff. But that's good. It's I think the announcers are good. I think it's great production. Them in League of Legends, they do it right. And I hat tip to my guys at Rocket League too. I think they put on a pretty damn good show as well. So I think their broadcasts are lively. They've got great production. I appreciate all of it. Any final thoughts, guys?
No, I mean, I think I'm gonna chime in. I mean, obviously we still, working through our league and trying to figure out, what's going to be, upcoming. But I'm definitely gonna tune in and check it out and see how that goes. And I mean, esports is where it's at right now.
Yep.
Well, we'll get into offline about a debate about the NBA 2K League. I think I think we can all agree on what the issue there is with the NBA 2K League. Got a lot going for it, but there's one issue that's like it's gonna always keep y'all. It's gonna hold you guys back. Same with Madden too. Although you can see there's trying to get away from that and just put the pro players on. There's like, let's just let them sort of take over and instead of try to put all our eggs in the player basket and the broadcast / talent basket. Like ain't nobody watching that crap, but they'll live and learn. Compete Forever, Black News Channel this weekend, Coach K. Episode 19, Davidson Elkins College down in West Virginia. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern. Black News Channel nationally, Dish Network, Comcast Xfinity, Charter Spectrum, and DirecTV AT&T, some 70 million homes. Shout out to Gary Wardlaw. Just got a promotion. He's going to special projects and long form documentaries. Leaving the VP of program, he's still sort of over that. So he was our guy that sort of brought us in and said he'd like to work with us and get some programming out there. So shout out to Gary Wardlaw. Got the email from him yesterday, man. We love you, G Dubs. Thank you for this hell of an opportunity. Look forward to that check next week. That's all I got. Anything else?
Football tonight. It was the Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Bears
versus Chicago Bears. It'd be
Who
interesting.
Who you got?
I got Tom.
You got Tampa Bay? You got Tampa Bay too, D-Dubs?
Yeah, I think I want to go Tampa. That Bear defense could be a little tricky. We'll see. But
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tom Brady, Foles. I think you were about to say last time they saw each other was Super Bowl. So
Super Bowl 52. Who won that game? D-Dubs?
The Eagles.
I'm going
Foles.
with the Bears, baby. I'm going with the Bears.
Bears, okay.
With the Bears. I'm pulling a Durham Worrell. I'm being contrarian here. I think Tampa's going to win, but you know what? The hell with it. I'm going with the Bears.
Okay.
I'm actually in football pool, so I put my money on.
I'll see you guys in the chat tonight after the game. We'll see who wins.
Okay.
Throw them up for the A's. Serena Grace, Renee Montgomery, Snook and Diddy, and also KC Beauty. Happy birthday, Larry Ridley. See you tomorrow. I'll see you on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye.